Hey guys, we wanted to jump in here at the beginning of the video this week. We're going to be showing you a video from where we stayed over Labor Day weekend up in Manatee Springs and went to Cedar Key. Since the events that have happened last week with Hurricane Helene, this might have been our last trip to Cedar Key because it's pretty much gone.
Yeah, when we saw all the video footage of the aftermath of the hurricane, it just literally broke our hearts to see what happened. Pretty much all of the buildings there are either gutted inside or even demolished. Like our favorite bar, the Big Deck Bar, is literally flattened.
It's gone.
So it was extremely heartbreaking to see that. We also want to send our thoughts and prayers to all the families that have suffered from the hurricane. I know that a lot of people either had flooded homes or even lost their homes.
Or lost their lives.
Yep. And I know that, material things can be replaced, but lives can't. Yeah. And we want to say we're sorry for to all the families of what they had to go through.
And if you notice, we have no RV behind us. This is normally where we would film any extras, in front of our RV. We've had to do the unthinkable, what we did not want to do, and that was take it in for warranty work. And that's going to be coming up in future videos. We'll be explaining more what's going on right now. But it is in warranty right now, and it's got a pretty serious issue going on, and we'll update you guys in the coming weeks of what's going on with our RV. So we'll go ahead and get the video started, and we hope you guys enjoy the video. This it's going to be a sad one to look back on, as this is going to be the last time we got to enjoy Big Deck Bar.
Guys, welcome back to the channel this week. It is Labor Day weekend, and we got a 3-day weekend, so we are on the road to Chiefland, Florida, and Manatee Springs State Park. We've been there a few times if you follow the channel, but this will be our first time with the Class A.
Yes, definitely excited for a 3-day weekend. It's been 3 weeks so far that I've been back to school, and this week has been probably the toughest. So I'm definitely ready for some R&R.
So we're camping in Manatee Springs State Park, like I said, in Chiefland, but we are planning on making a little drive to Cedar Key tomorrow night to see our friends band Faster Than Flash at our favorite bar, Big Deck Bar. There again, if you follow our channel, you've seen us there a few times. So looking forward to a nice relaxing weekend for sure. Well, we're getting on to that time of year too that it's going to be dark when we're getting into some of these campgrounds like tonight. It's going to be right on the verge of sunset, I think, as the days are getting shorter and Allie's work days are getting longer. It takes us a little bit longer to get on the road on our weekend trips now, but we're used to it. Honestly, with the Class A motorhome, it's a little easier than it was back in our travel trailer days. So it should be really easy tonight, because here at Manatee Springs State Park we have a pull-through site tonight. Might not even have to unhook the Bronco tonight. Might just wait and get up and do it in the morning if the site's long enough. But we'll find out when we get there. There's a deer. First, oh, there's more than one deer there. That is one. Oh, there's more up here. That is one thing that this park has plenty of, and that is deer. But we are checked in, and I'm running on gas fumes right now because I thought I was going to have about 40 miles to empty. But stop and go traffic, I like to push it to the last, as they say. I just hate getting gas. What are you gonna do? We should be fine. There's a gas station just about 5 miles back up the road. All right, we're gonna get checked into our site, or get hooked up, and start our Labor Day weekend. And hope Allie's not sick.
Hope not.
She says she feels
starting to feel a tinge of possible sickness, and it's going around like wildfire around our school right now.
Not good.
Not good.
Well, we definitely got some low branches here. We're definitely going to be scraping those.
Well,
sites
serious ones.
Sites 1 to 41 is this away, so not too bad. Yeah, the campground definitely looks a little empty. We were notified a few days ago that the river is flooding the springs, and the springs are going to be closed to swimming, and everything. So they said, you know, if we needed to cancel or change our plans, to let them know. But the springs don't mean that much to us. We just like the campground itself. And if the campground is empty like this, it's going to be even better. Be nice and quiet. Definitely a little bit of a tight drive with the Class A in here. Well, other than the black tape holding our American flag lights in place for now, but it looks pretty good. This is something we picked up Amazon. If you guys are interested in finding something like this, we will drop a link in the description below for you. It was cheap enough, like 20 bucks, I believe. So we're going to get some 3M hooks to where we can just hang it up each time we're getting to a campsite. And then Allie wants to get some seasonal stuff too, like some stuff for Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas that we can hang in there at different times of the year. It's really nice looking though. Our underbelly lights are working good. Liking the way they look, and I'm going to trip over the fire pit here if I ain't careful. We've always enjoyed having the underbelly lights. They're, you know, they're not so bright that they annoy everybody, but it just gives the campsite a little bit of something, you know. So, always enjoyed them. Glad to finally, after a year, get some put on this motorhome. I had to tell you guys real quick, the night sky here at Manatee Springs State Park is awesome. We just went for a little walk outside. Now granted, there's not a lot of campers here right now, so there's not a lot of noise pollution as far as campsites go, but OMG, we got some killer pictures of some night sky here. And if you've followed the channel for a while, you know I do love my night sky. I think I've even gotten to the point where I've gotten Allie loving the night sky a little bit. So if you do love night sky, on a clear night here, you're going to see a lot of stars. Well, it definitely seems a little weird having the campsite on the off side of the trailer, or motorhome, I should say. Definitely not going to be sitting here in our chairs and watching TV. Not that we do a lot of that anyway. But as I was saying last night, we are right close to the bathhouse there because this is an ADA site. Because when we booked it, there was nothing available. And then there was a cancellation and we got this site. So, yeah, like I said, it looked to me like last night when we were here, there was a lot of empty sites here at Manatee Springs. So, probably because we got that phone call saying that they have closed the springs. We're getting ready to head over to the springs now and do a little running, get some errands. But I want to go over to the springs and just see how flooded it is over there. And if anybody's actually gotten in the springs or not. Because we do see people here with kayaks and canoes. So, maybe they're just getting in the river because we are close to the Swanee River here. Or the Suwannee River. I think it's technically how you really pronounce it. So I made a mistake last night pulling in here because it was getting dark. I didn't see that the sewer was all the way over here. Which Manatee Springs has full hookups. And that is nice. Kind of like Rainbow Springs that we were at a few weekends ago. But yeah, I didn't see that the sewer was all the way over here. So I have just enough hose to reach to our back black and gray tanks. But we also have a black and gray tank up here for the kitchen sink and the half bath. And I am not going to be able to reach that from here. So I have two options. Just dump that, dump this tank when we're done, and just, you know, we're hooked up and everything, and just back up a little bit to where I can reach it. Or maybe go and pick up another set of hose, which I think I might do. It wouldn't hurt to always have a little extra in case one happens to break or what have you. It is nice that they do have full hookups here. So we finally bit the bullet and bought a sidewinder for our sewer hose. I don't know if it's going to be that much better or not, or if it was a waste of money and it's a waste of time. But we have it now. Gotta listen to some Tom Petty when you're kind of close to the Gainesville area. We're actually out exploring and going to head to a little town of Archer. I'd seen this town on another YouTube channel a while back, and I was like, wow, we're not going to be too far from there. Let's go check it out while we're in Chiefland. and staying at Manatee Springs State Park. So we're gonna just do a little exploring here in this little small town of Archer and see what all this little town has to offer. We like these little small towns, and it's, you know, get out and explore, do some things that we're not that we can't do when we're sitting at home. You know what I'm saying? There's the old train depot here on the right, and I think they have a farmer's market. Yep, Tuesday. There's a historical marker sign there. Check out this sign here by the old train station. David Levy Yulee and Cottonwood Plantation.
So this must be the gentleman that had the Yulee sugar mill.
Over in Homosassa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, look at that glass. You can definitely tell how old it is. Got that warbly look to it.
Yeah. And you can smell the oldness of the wood of the building here.
You just stand right here, I can smell the
History.
history of it.
So being that this is the old train station, I said there was probably train tracks running through here. And lo and behold, I can see a railroad tie. This one's pretty much covered. And you can see another one here.
Stepping on history.
So there used to be trains roll right through here. And this would have been the loading platform right here. How cool. Man, I wish we could step back in time and see things in their heyday. That is one thing I wish was possible, was time travel somehow. It might be the last day of August here in Florida, but it definitely feels like the middle of summer. It is hot.
Still summer.
It is still summer for Florida, and it will be for the next 3 or 4 months, unfortunately. But boy, when
everybody's enjoying their fall, they're going to be hot, hot, hot.
So Allie just seen this memorial stone here by this tree at the train station. Paul C. Maddox, dedicated in 1997, and I told her, I said, that was my grandma's maiden name was Maddox. So, wonder if there's any relation. Okay, here we have the store hours and stuff over here showing exactly when the museum is open. Yep, September through June, so they don't do it in the summertime.
They'll start it Sunday.
Maybe.
Tomorrow.
It doesn't look like they're ready to start, though. It looks like there's some construction going on here around the porch. But look at those old rail cars. Look at these old hand rail cars. How cool. That's neat. There really isn't much to this town of Archer, but there is an old factory over here I want to check out.
So we learned that the Maddox Foundry was built in 1905, and it was a factory. It was a machine shop for the mining industry.
So the Maddox family, apparently this was a family-owned and operated machine shop. From what we read, generations of families worked here. And it said that they were looking to repurpose it in 2022, so that was a couple years ago. I don't know if that has fell through since then or not. It looks pretty vacant and pretty dilapidated right now. But definitely can feel the history here. So we were just reading the historical marker about the town of Archer and learned a couple little interesting things that the Confederate treasury came through here and I guess was hidden at Cottonwood, it said, on David Yulee's plantation before going on to Waldo, Florida, which I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Waldo, Florida, but it's a little town on US 301 that kind of cuts through the middle of the state, where if you get caught going even a mile over the speed limit there, they will ticket you. At least that's the way it used to be. They were known for, you know, ticketing anybody who was literally breaking the speed limit by a mile or two. All right, so I think we've pretty much seen everything we can see here in Archer for now. And it is getting super hot. Mickey's super hot from getting out and walking around. So we're going to head back to the RV and cool down a little bit before we get ready to go down to Cedar Key this evening. One thing you really do want to make sure you're paying attention to when you're driving in this campground is the fact that there are so many deer in here. I just went down to CVS to pick up a couple things a little bit ago, and it's around 5 o'clock and they were already out feeding and crossing the road, and you definitely got to keep your eyes open. We are heading to Cedar Key from Manatee Springs here. It's about a 30-mile drive, but it's a pleasant drive through the country. So we are ready to go have a little dinner at our favorite bar and listen to our friend's band.
Nice here for the newlyweds.
I ended up taking our friends Christian and Fran back to Cedar Key to do a little bit more exploring because they didn't really have a whole lot of time last night before sunset. So we are here at Fort Fanning Park, historical park. I've seen this a few times as we've been driving by in our journeys. So I don't know that there's a fort here. Maybe there was a fort. We'll have to look up the history and see.
So here, the Fort Fanning was built in 1838 during the Second Seminole War, and the fort was originally called the Palmetto, but then it was changed to Fannon's name. Colonel Fannon served under General Andrew Jackson in the First Seminole War.
So this is Fanning Springs that we're in right now, and I'm assuming that it was named after Fannin.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a G on the end of his name, so I don't wonder why they added a G to the end of his name, Fannin. That's kind of odd, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You'd think it'd be Fannin Springs instead of Fanning. But I guess it says all the remnants of the fort are long since
Gone.
there.
Yep, so all the remnants are gone. It was made of wood, and it's gone now.
Yeah, 1838. Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's what, almost 200 years ago now at this point. And we are right here by the Suwannee River, or as it's probably properly pronounced, the Suwannee River. And it is moving. Look at how that water is moving today. Wow, now if the water was moving like that on the time that we were here and we kayaked from here back to Manatee Springs where we're camped at, which was about, what, a 7 to 10 mile, we figured, kayak ride, right?
And it
took 4 hours. I was burnt to a crisp. Allie was hangry, to say the least, by the time we got.
Nikki was ready to get off.
Oh, thank God it wasn't with her. Now at her age, now she would have never
made it.
Oh no. But if the water had been moving like that day that we were doing that, we'd have probably got there in 2 hours. But it was not moving that fast. We had to paddle most of the way, honestly. All right, well, we've always seen this Fort Fanning here and kind of wondered if there was an actual fort down here, and I guess that answers our question. There is not a fort, but it's a nice little park.
But it used to be a fort.
Yeah, it used to be a fort. There used to be history here. So yeah, if you're staying at Manatee Springs State Park and you're wanting to get out and explore around and see a nice little park with what used to have some history here, Fort Fanning. And right across the road is Fanning Springs State Park. No camping there to my knowledge. I've never seen it as far as RV camping. I couldn't say for sure whether they have tent camping or not. But that is over there where we launched about 4 years ago to do that float down the river here. All right, guys, we are back at Manatee Springs State Park for the evening. Don't forget to stay tuned because I'm going to give you guys a drive-through of the campground loops here at Manatee Springs. As always, we appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.